a session on the rule of thirds. So, we are filming Ashton. Hold on a second. We're filming Ashton and we're trying to make sure that it fits the rule. So if I were directing right now, I would not be happy at all. So what else needs to be done to make this fit that rule?
Are we allowed to track the camera?
Let's say no.
No, sir.
Doesn't mean you can't zoom in. If we had prime lenses and you wanted closer, that's what I would do. So are you happy with that?
Still no.
Do you want me to tilt it more towards him or keep it?
There.
Tilt is up. and-
I mean,
tilt is
pan.
Tilt
my-
it this way. Can we tilt it down still?
Yes. Yes, you face, can you face it? Like,
You're talking.
like, how your, with your body.
Yeah.
Still down.
I think instinctively we want to put the subject in the middle, but it's not ideal. We're getting a lot closer. So the rule of thirds is both vertical and horizontal. So if you notice that Emrys is asked to pan to the left so that Ashton is closer to the right, although he's still closer in the middle. So I would even pan more to the left. Yep. So I think that's about right. And now, if you notice that it's the eyes to the soul, it's your subject, if it's a human, is their eyes. So is Ashton eyes is in the upper third and right third.
Not yet. There.
Yeah, so if there was a grid on this screen,
Which the
it would be right here. So this is really close to the upper third, and then if you cut this in half or into thirds, so he's very close to the third. So that's our goal, is to keep the subject, and that if it's Ashton's eyes right in the rule of thirds, so the right third or the upper third. And I'll show you if there are shows like Mr. Robot that does that will do stuff like this. Now look in that direction. To me, that just seems weird. We're looking at a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with the frame. I've also seen a lot of people that would do this type of thing where you get your subject right in the middle, and that's just not interesting. So again, your subject, whatever it is, always think of the rule of thirds. Even if they're not talking to somebody, you still want to do that because it's visually more interesting. But you also want to lead. So let's pull up a chair and sit there. So if we were doing, let's yeah, just sit right there, and let's truck this camera over here. Weird because we've got equipment in the way. But if we are going to do a two-shot between these two, I'll truck back a little bit more. But so we have these two in a shot together. And that camera is really kind of being pain. And we got my big slide. Okay, so if we had a two-shot like that, okay, this is part of it. Yeah, you're seeing yourself on screen. Finally. But here is the two-shot with both of them. How else would I cut this together so that I would shoot this so that I could put them, have a variety of cuts and not do the whole scene in a two-shot? Because this is boring. Quite honestly, we're looking at the plant and all those cables and that computer over there and these chairs. as much as we are our two subjects. So we might do a quick shot like this where we see both of them, but then how else could we do it? Yeah. Yeah, so an OTS over the shoulder, so I'm gonna go this direction because the cable's not long enough. And I'll move this. So this is a little strange because we're not going to, I guess we could lower the camera. Yeah, it is. I'm doing this very quickly, but there's an OTS. So,
Step forward, so.
You're covering the screen.
oh, I am, sorry. Let me, oh. There you go, there you go, there you go.
That's an OTS.
It's an OTS of an OTS.
OTS of an
Yeah, it is an
OTS.
OTS of an
OTS.
OTS.
So this is weird. Okay, there's our OTS. So we're over the shoulder and we are supposed to have Ashton in the right third. He should be in the right third and the upper third. So this is not really mad. Can you frame it better for me? It is,
I'm
Don't
going,
take it
Yeah.
seriously.
is,
So,
sorry.
Vaughn,
His eyes are, so you need to
they
tilt,
have like cat,
tilt down
so down.
so that his eyes are in your upper third.
so.
Right. So that's closer to,
I haven't seen
and
it.
you know,
I
I'm
haven't
not a
seen
big
it,
fan of too many OTS shots.
I know.
What I would wanna do is come a little closer, truck the camera this way a little bit,
Even though like. Yeah.
Yep. and now zoom in.
Now also Italian.
Zoom in on him.
Yep,
I should watch it.
and now
Yeah.
frame it so his eyes are in the upper third and
I
the
think
right
it's
third.
like okay, but like for the Godfather.
And so I would shoot it that way. I might have a shot or so of the OTS, but then have the MCU, medium close-up, for a lot of it.
At the end of the day.
And by the way, Ashton, if you notice, he's leaning in a lot, and if he sat back, sit back, chair, it changes it. It's some, not only will it change focus, but it also framing. So a lot of times what we do is we call float, and that means that the camera will pan and tilt with him, so to make sure you keep Ashton in that upper third, right third. So as, well, now lean way forward, like you're gonna reach out
Oh,
and shake
okay.
his hand. See, now you have to adjust and keep it
Oh, so
his eyes, in the right third and the upper third.
Right, you wanna.
You're
look at it
zooming.
Right in the eyes.
Don't worry about zooming.
oh, okay.
So pan to the left, so we see more, a little more, a little more, so that there is where we should be. And then now sit all the way back. Now you have to adjust, because now he's too far, you gotta pan to the right. So, and you do that as he's moving, so good
Mhm.
camera ops. As soon as the actor moves, it makes that adjustment.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
What is
Which
that action called when they are?
loading.
Yeah.
Okay,
just
Now-
up there?
let's move the camera to shoot the reverse,
Okay.
so. Let's truck the camera.
Focus on.
I'm trying to think because I don't know if it's gonna.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll adjust.
How many more Final Jeopardies now?
Well, it's true. On wishing to die.
To play Jeopardy?
Oh, I would clean up in Jeopardy.
I'd love to play Jeopardy, but only certain categories.
Okay. So, let's try to match the same cut, let's not do an OTS, let's do an
Okay.
MCU. So you wanna truck the camera forward?
Okay.
Keep them on the right. there.
Yep.
Why would you have the other subject on the left?
Yeah, tilt down so that his eyes are up in the upper third. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. At home, heck yeah, I don't know if that is about the framing. That framing. Yeah, okay, so. I think the framing looks really good, but your instinct caused a huge problem. So Ashton's smiling at me, Noah's already said something, and Daniel's probably a little nauseous right now, ready to throw up. Because you broke a big rule in filmmaking. What do you think it is? Baron, is that you? Baron Baroni, is that?
That's fair.
That is
Fair.
1000%.
Yes.
fair.
What happened? What did we do wrong with this shot? You know one?
180.
The 180.
180.
So there is an imaginary line between your subjects. You shot your first shot from here. Oh, so we saw both of them here, and then you shot Ashton from here. Now you crossed the line by going to that side, and I can't tell you how disorienting it is. It's like for Tim and me, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It just, yeah. We see it right away. What?
I didn't know if the cable was gonna.
Well, I'm just saying it's an instinct for a lot of people to do that.
Yeah.
Just know that it's incredibly disorienting to your audience. They'll think that you switched rooms or something. So if this is your 180-degree line, right smack in the middle of both of them, if you do your first shot here, you can move anywhere you want on that side. If you could go all the way almost behind, so you see Ashton, but as soon as you go beyond that 180-degree line, you've broken the rule and it gets confusing.
Okay.
So if the camera was simply right there, you'd be fine. You can do any kind of shot you want on this side. Now, how do you legitimately break the 180-degree rule? Yeah.
Either the camera move behind the person.
Yeah, so I should have had this camera on that tripod and that tripod camera here, because I was just watching Good Will Hunting in our class. And if you remember in the scene, we saw Sean and Will talking a lot.
Yeah.
Because they're therapy sessions. And they would film from one side, and then all of a sudden you would see the camera move behind Will to the opposite side, and they've changed the 180-degree. Now they can cut back and forth in the other side. And if they want to get back to the other, they have to have another dolly or tracking shot to show that movement. If you have multiple subjects, you can cut around. So if I cut from here, then I can cut really tight here and stuff. It's less smooth, more awkward, and more disorienting, but it still will work. But you got to really be aware of the 180-degree rule. When you go to make your own films, a lot of times you're not thinking, oh, okay. I often will say to directors, how many times have you heard me say, well, wait a minute, that might be breaking the 180-degree rule?
Yeah.
Because you're not always thinking about it. And I can't tell you, it will be garbage. What I mean by that is you will have to throw that shot away and come back and reshoot it. We shot a feature film called On the Couch, and we had a former student of mine who'd gone off to CSUMB, and she was directing a segment, and she shot the scene, and the clip she was on the right shoulder of the lead character in the film, and then was filming her daughter and filmed from the opposite side. And I said, "Ooh, that's breaking the 180-degree rule." She said, "Oh, it's okay. It's what I want." And I said, "Ooh, can we please just shoot it both ways, just so you have it? She said, no, this is really what I want. Okay, and I was dumb enough to let it happen. And then when we got into filming, it was awful. It was absolutely jarring. I couldn't stand watching it. And Tim saw it and he said, ooh, you gotta cut that from the movie. We couldn't cut it. It was an important scene. But we had to go back and do a reshoot, which was a full day of shooting to do for this one quick mistake on where the camera was in the scene. So 180-degree rule is an important one. And you just remember that whatever line you create, you can't go cross that unless we see the movement. So,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, let's see the difference. I'm gonna pass this over the top. Yeah, we can back it up.
Good.
You wanna put this longer HDMI cord on?
So, no, I don't think that one works. We've had issues with that. So,
So for this one, would it be more on the left frame?
yep. So we had Ashton on the right and now we do the opposite. And so there's the OTS, but if you had the single, but you still have to follow the rule of thirds.
Kind of in the footing, yeah.
Okay, it's looking better. But I love the red, because the red will put in a grid, so you can actually see the lines.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Back.
No, that you're not thinking about framing, you're thinking about. If that's the lens we have, and that's where I want the camera, and I said, frame it for the rule of thirds. What adjustments would you make? Yeah, that's better. And I also would pan. Yep, yeah, right there. That's how I would frame it. Yeah. So, then you put that together with the singles of Ashton and then the two shots of both of them. And we even did OTSs. Now they could have a conversation, you cut all of it together and you have your scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Will you stand up? You have to frame me. You can get up. I'm talking to Noah, who's out of frame.
So 9-1 with Jimmy Butler, huh?
I know, man, it's like a different team.
Absolutely.
They really need to win their next three.
Who are
Wait, not you.
Oh, someone else.
Yeah,
Got it.
Who are they against? What's the next?
tonight they play the Nets. Saturday they play.
By the way, my Sixers beat you guys. If you're hearing about it. That was awesome. Our one win in like 12 months.
I love the millions of grand.
Shout out Brands.
Sorry.
So I can't see without kind of ruining it.
Crazy. Visual, right? Who are they playing against? They got Boston,
Not for a while.
not for a while.
No, they have the Kings coming out.
Distracting you. You gotta get it.
Yeah.
The Kings have been looking good too. With Doug Christie as interim coach, I'm happy for him. I hope they just sign him on. I think he's got that team kind of believing that.
Usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Am I framed well?
You're getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there.
It's better than it was a minute ago.
I
Headroom is like is one of the big things that you can focus on. If there's a lot of space in here, you don't want a ton of space there. So you can go down more.
Yeah.
Or you can zoom in.
Like the
Yeah, I hate to
second
do this
graph
to,
set
I
on.
hate to do this to you all, but now I want an extreme close-up.
Get in there.
And I want you to,
Like the office.
no, 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 yeah, you can zoom. And if the zoom runs out, then you can truck, but,
Yeah.
frame it correctly. So
So you got-
it's very different now because they'll have different amount of headroom. An extreme close-up should be about that.
It's focusing on the C-47.
That's a,
It's just
that's
for
not a
that.
C-47.
Oh,
And it's, we have full auto on, that's why the camera's deciding what to focus on. It's why we never do that in film. Everything is manual.
I don't think I've ever seen the clamp look that good.
yeah.
A what?
Why is it focusing on
It's
that?
a really great, it's like a Home Depot shot.
Right, just was swing by.
So you can put me in the center and it should focus on me.
Yeah,
Um,
it's trying to creep out.
Oh.
On the.
Oh. There we go.
Yeah, but that post guy, like learning on the fly, him and Guy Santos, I saw him. when
Love
he was
Guy
part of the
Santos.
Santa Cruz Warriors last season.
You saw him play in person?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was good. I think I might have seen him. No, Post is a rookie, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Post is a rookie.
from Denmark, or he's from the Netherlands.
Yeah. Dutch Bigs, yeah, it's really fun watching that team come together, and Steph feels so unlocked. Jimmy just makes the right play every time. whether
They
it's-
can't double him constantly because they pay for it.
Yeah.
There are other people who
Yeah,
get
there
open
is
shots.
threats. Yeah, you guys have.
You wanted an extreme close-up, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you guys make.
I don't want it, but I want you to see. My left eye should be in the left
Yeah, yeah.
top. And so it doesn't, I mean, you probably are cutting, I can't see, but you should be cutting off
At least there,
at least
Yeah.
my hairline.
Yeah,
and probably the ear.
It's a very good close-up, a very good extreme close-up.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Where is it?
It's better. It's just such a good looking clamp.
But,
It really loves that claim.
This is a very nice wall.
okay, I don't know whether it's good or not. I want you to frame that silver case. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, so
Alright, silver case, what's going on here? Same color as the Spurs. Spurs are kind of great. They shut down. so-
Not describing. Just the different thing.
Yeah, how's Webby doing?
Wemby has a blood clot.
So what on this is important?
And that's like really
Probably
scary.
the stuff like, yeah.
21,
But it's most things
blood clots are what's like ended other players' careers, like what Marcus Aldridge and Chris Bosh had with fire from a blood clot. So like 21 getting blood clots,
Something like that. That.
Yeah, terrifying. I think I would tilt down.
really, really bad. They
Yeah.
said that it's not.
But something like that, yeah, you have most of it framed on the right where that looks good to me. Okay,
But like.
Nico, I want you to frame
It's actually terrifying, we're like.
the apple on that computer, see the,
Yeah.
the one in the middle? That's what I wanna see.
Yeah. My
That's
assumption
what's
was either
important.
to
Is this camera here?
quit,
Players.
retire. Or
Yeah.
So Marcus Aldridge is probably. He was really good for the Portland Trailblazers and the San Antonio Spurs. He,
So the fact that it's obscure makes me think I could probably be trouble.
Got that, of course. Everybody forgets it. So I'd rather just walk out.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Pathetic.
I like it.
And then Chris Bosh had been insane, like his last 2 seasons.
Interesting to me.
But Bosh just on the Spurs.
Okay. I want you
He's no longer a playoff.
to get.
They don't have
And those, where the rest of you guys go over here. This is the fourth, no, go over there. And 24.
You were going to.
I want you to
You
frame
could just,
any one of you.
he was one way.
You're gonna frame the four of them.
He wasn't even close, and now.
From where the camera is down.
That's the.
He's an arm.
Yeah, they call him,
Yeah,
he's so tall, but,
there's And he has like, oh. Daniel, I'm like 90% convinced against you guys here. And Steelers.
What do you think?
So I have an issue with that because Daniel's going on. He's got
Doing
to
good
get
or
more
getting
space for Joe.
Yeah, permanent ADHD, yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where floating, Noah's got the
Yeah.
hands in his hands, keeps moving, and so you might need to float
Yeah,
with this.
literally everyone that.
But the main thing is that you have four people
But
in the shot, and you want to try to get as close to the upper third.
yeah, all their guards are out. Yeah.
So again, you
Falling
want to
apart, so yeah.
and we'll to the left. Somewhere in there.
Not only does.
Okay, now you take over.
The manager, right?
That's the one in the corner. Yes, there's something, I want a medium shot against
Yeah.
80% after trading their best play.
Ashton.
Nico is 100%.
Nico Harrison is a
Yeah.
terrorist.
He is a terrorist and he's gonna go be the next leader. He's gonna be the next leader of the league.
It's really amazing that,
Only
they,
the
the question.
their source combination. Very
Yeah,
different.
now I care about the other.
There's no debate.
Like,
Which time was about Ashton.
Somebody else, but now it's over.
That was so bad. And it's, the crazy thing about it is that it was.
Now, frame it so that
He came out, he like played,
That's-
and now he's hurt.
that's not an ideal shot.
What kind of music this?
As long
I
as
need
it's okay.
to be in the upper and I would put it in the right.
No one gets started, then they all are okay.
Worry about that one first.
Yes,
Okay.
everyone who's a part of the ear pharmaceutical industry except for Dr. Atkins. Hates the
This is.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what is, I was about to ask you, I was going to ask a question, what is cake?
This is
Access.
one of their hit songs.
Something like that?
Yeah, and here's where I, here's where I would say that,
It's a good song, but
as he's moving,
What's the?
very slow to keep him there.
That's another, that's their big.
Yeah, and if I was doing someone like Noah who moves more, I might adjust it more, because Noah moves a lot. That makes sense. Anyways, we are,
also like,
we're keeping, the subjects, no matter what it is, it could be a case, it could be, you know, a tree in the distance, it can be one person, it could be two or three or more people, and all of that, you're thinking about the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds, it's what we are used to seeing on screen. And, when things are not following that standard framing, it looks strange to us.
My dad's.
So if you ever get the opportunity to direct, I mean, to be the DP, you want to set up a shot, before you say to the director, what do you think? You want to have it in focus and frame. And then it's a small increment, hey, can you give it, Noah a little more head, or can you, unchain a little bit, or truck forward, or whatever. But it should mostly be there already. So you're constantly trying to make little adjustments to make it perfect
is that there?
for the director.
That's cool. It's because they're nice.
Their lyrics, the lead singer is here.
Those are the only concepts, of rule of thirds and the other 83.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I want to check at home.
He's big.
Okay. At home,
Very slow.
any questions about the 180-degree rule or the rule of thirds?
Yeah.
No.
For me, you're an expert.
Nothing.
Yeah, one has none, okay.
It's like, yeah.
That was all, that's it for today, those two simple concepts.
Like red.
Simple but very, very important. When you make your own films, you need to make sure that you don't break the 180-degree rule and that you follow the rule of thirds, because Tim and I will be watching your films, and that is stuff that pops off the screen for us. So be aware of it. When you get your opportunity to operate the camera, it's is the stuff that you need to think about and, practice. All right,
I think that's.
I think I'm gonna stop, recording.